Nice. Welcome on into the Brown Mamba Show, episode
Yes.
26. I am your host, Casey Brown, joined as always by the established, incredible college graduate, maybe, right?
Nope.
Nope.
I
One
got
more
one more
semester.
semester. I needed 7 more credit hours, dog.
Matt Mamba. Oh boy, we should just start every podcast by asking if you're a college grad yet or not.
You're gonna get the same answer. You're gonna get
For
the
probably the
same.
next
It's never gonna end.
3 years, at least.
I probably could have graduated 2 years ago, but they're probably just still like, I think we can get some more money out of them. Let's go for it.
Probably. You could round that up to a nice
It's
10.
working.
All right, Matt.
Just go for the decade dominance.
Episode. You could be like a dynasty,
Like freaking
college
Brady
student
and Belichick of debt.
of Cleveland State Film School.
What an accomplishment.
All right, Matthew. We're on episode 26 here. Give me some famous 26s.
26.
Yeah.
Mike Napoli is the first one that comes to my mind.
Yeah, that's a.
And really the only one that comes to my mind.
All right, so we got Ron Woodson.
26.
Adrian.
Oh, frick, yeah.
Adrian Peterson with the Redskins.
Ooh, he's canceled.
Saquon Barkley, Clinton Portis, Andrew McCutcheon.
Oh, I didn't even tap into the running back potential here.
Yeah.
26.
Wade Boggs, rest in peace.
I'm just Darnell Savage for the Packers, right?
There you go. I feel like
the amount of Browns players on COVID reserve list.
That's too low. Le'Veon Bell.
For Pittsburgh, he was 26.
Yeah. Kyle Korver. Yeah.
Okay, let's not get that excited about Kyle Korver.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just an all-time great 3-point shooter.
He's bottom top 10.
Oh, I would like to be bottom top 10 in 3-point shooting, Matthew.
Of all time, I guess so, but he's no Mike Napoli.
No one is Mike Napoli because most people can hit a ball after August.
It's all coming out.
I'm still mad about that. I'm still furious.
But how about the party at Napoli's?
Oh, man, those shirts were so cool. Everybody had one.
Those shirts totally didn't age poorly after 6 months.
It was so cool when that 40-something-year-old guy was just making all those signs down there. And he's like, hey, party at Napoli's. This is a cool one. And then he's like, hey, let's profit off of this. And they're like, well, it's donated to charity, but still, it's a 40-year-old guy taking signs to a baseball game. One of the biggest losers. Out of all the Cleveland fans there is, he's one of the biggest losers there are. Him.
Do we know who it is, or just
yes,
like
yes. I mean, it's out there. It's Hipster Tito on Twitter. I don't know if you know who that is or not. Yeah, no, it's him. The guy that paints his beard and goes to the Indians games. And then, have you not seen that guy that paints his beard?
No.
What other loser Indians fans are there? Well, there's me, but I'm not a loser because of the way I act as an Indians fan. I'm an Indians fan who happens to be a loser.
For other reasons.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
External reasons here.
There's one lady that just tweets pictures of her kids at the Indians all the time, probably expecting retweets or something, kind of just pimping her kids out. It's really weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, you just hope that one of them gets clocked by a foul ball or something.
That's what I'm hoping.
Like, all right, let me see a picture of that. I'd be interested in the damage from that.
Exactly. Take down all the nets. Take them all down. I'm trying to think what other loser Indians fans are. There's that one guy that caught that Edwin Encarnacion home run and just started doing the parrot and dancing around the bleachers. Do you remember that one? This is his first home run.
I vaguely remember seeing a video of it.
John Adams is pretty cool, though. I like John Adams.
John Adams, he's a swell fella.
Slider the mascot sucks, though. Like, honestly, like, what are you?
Slider?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you and what are you doing other than generic mascot stuff?
What's the point? Yeah, exactly. Anything else, Matthew? Any other things you hate about the Indians? Well, I hate everything about the Indians, but
I hate the fact that they're trying to cover up the fact that they're not going to pay Francisco Lindor with the name controversy. That's what I hate.
I'm fully expecting the Browns to win on Sunday and them to trade Lindor immediately afterwards.
They're just looking for something else to be like, okay, go,
I
go, 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 go. They're not talking about us.
I am fully expecting that is when they are going to drop the Lindor trade.
Oh, I can see it.
I can
I can
absolutely see it
freaking
because they
see
do
it.
these things at the absolute most inopportune times. I got it out. I got it.
Yes.
Um,
I think they traded Lindor while you were trying to say that.
I think they tried to trade him like 5 times while I was struggling over that. Um, but yes, I don't even know how we got on this subject. But Matthew, the
Mike Napoli, 26. That's just how it
thank you,
goes, man.
thank you, thank you. Yes, Mike Napoli, number 26. Also Saquon Barkley, Andrew McCutcheon, and Hall of Famer Wade Boggs. Rest in peace. Um,
Oh, he died? When did Wade Boggs die?
Rest in peace, Boss Hog. Um,
When did Wade Boggs die? I don't believe you. Oh, Siri caught that too. When did Wade Boggs die?
Wade Boggs was born June 15th, 1958, and is 62 years old.
He's still alive, you dingus!
Rest in peace,
What
Boss
the
Hog.
frick?
All right, Matt.
What is happening?
It's a reference from a TV show, but
Oh,
but
you could have done that before I wasted a Siri search on
oh
it.
no, that's the whole point of it is that happens in the show is that someone says rest in peace Wade Boggs and they're like Wade Boggs is very much alive and they just still continue going on with
Oh.
like rest in peace Boss Hog and all that. It's like
So I fell right into it. Like,
yeah,
perfectly.
exactly. Yeah, perfectly. Thank you, Matthew. See, this is why I'm the brains and the muscle of the show, and you are just there.
I'll take it.
I can't do a one-man show like Scott Van Pelt. I'm not that charismatic or bald, but
God, Van Pelt's annoying.
oh, that's a bad take. All right, we're starting off another show with another bad take.
He's trying to act like Stuart Scott, but he's not Stuart Scott.
No, he's not.
Comes up anytime I watch Scott Van Pelt, I cringe at the things coming out of his mouth.
No,
he's trying so hard.
No,
he's trying to make it look like he's not trying hard, but he's trying so hard.
He's been that way ever since he started ESPN.
I dislike him.
Oh,
and I will not waver.
Oh my God. How do you dislike everything that's good? Champ Bailey.
I like Aaron Rodgers.
Calvin Johnson.
Champ Bailey is not that good. Wait. Who's that other one?
Calvin Johnson.
I just said he shouldn't be in first ballot Hall of Fame.
You're disappointed that Alex Smith didn't get his leg amputated. What else do you hate?
What? I'm glad his leg is still attached. I'm just saying. What does he have? 6 touchdowns, 8 picks this year? Kick rocks, Alex Smith. It's not comeback player of the year material.
But just having your team completely fall apart and all the wheels come off when you're starting 11-0 is comeback player of the year material.
You know what? Since I said that, Big Ben played awful for like 3 straight weeks, but he did good against Indianapolis.
Yeah, one good quarter.
And he didn't play against Pittsburgh. He had 1 good quarter.
He didn't play against Pittsburgh. He's been playing against Pittsburgh for like the past 5 games.
I meant Cleveland in Week 17. Thank you.
All right. I was gonna go with something else there, but I forget. But the consensus is that you hate everything good.
Sure, let's go with it.
Do you like Deshaun Watson?
Sure. Yeah.
Exactly my point.
Solid quarterback.
All right. Matthew, we have a very special occasion. There is 193 days, 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 35 seconds until Rockstar's daughter's birthday. This is just counting down the days.
The day before her birthday is more important, really. I mean, that's the day we should all be celebrating.
Is that because that's when it happened, right?
Yeah.
It's a very important day.
Oh God, I thought you were gonna like up until like opening day baseball, and you're like, nope,
no. I'm not counting down the days until I see my team go. Probably like I don't know if they're playing a shortened season or not. I think they are, right? Is MLB playing a shortened season?
We don't even know when they're starting. We don't even know when they're starting yet.
See, this is why we need to have a team of researchers. You know what? I don't know. When are they starting? When are they starting 2021?
I don't think they set a date yet. So I thought I saw Jason Kipnis complaining that they don't know when to report.
They said they have spring training dates for the 27th of February, so I mean that's basically right on schedule for. They start
They're gonna go a full season.
April 1st.
You know, it feels like they're still set.
Stop it. I mean,
stop it.
it looks like it. It looks like they're supposed to start on time.
But it's Rob Manfred, so anything's possible.
Anything is possible. All right. Let's move into. Do you want to talk about playoffs first, or do you want to talk about quarterbacks first? Let's do playoffs.
Yeah, let's do. That's what I was thinking.
Were you though?
I was legitimately like, yeah, we can go playoffs, and then we can segue from there to quarterbacks. All right, don't question me.
All right, that's fine, Matthew. All right. So how do we want to start this? Do we want to go AFC, NFC? How do you want to do the games?
Let's go AFC, NFC because I'm still filling in predictions for NFC.
All right. Let's start with the 2 and the 7 game since the Chiefs have a bye. We have the Bills versus the Colts. I see this game as a one-sided slaughter for the Bills. I see zero way that the Colts win this game. Your thoughts?
I see it as a close game for a quarter and a half.
Okay.
And then after that, it's over. Buffalo's just going to run away with it. I had a projected score of 31-17.
I don't think Phillip Rivers throws for more than 150 yards in this game.
I could see it.
Jonathan
Taylor will carry the load once again.
Okay. He's having a good second half run there. But that Bills defense is good.
It's a good defense. Everyone thinks like, oh, dude, I want to see Phillip Rivers win a Super Bowl. Why? Just because you haven't won one doesn't mean you should automatically be gifted one.
I would like to see Phillip Rivers win a Super Bowl if he was still with the Chargers. But I don't care about this Phillip Rivers because he's bad, and the Colts would be so much better with Jacoby Brissett as quarterback.
We all thought Phillip Rivers was good those last 2 years with the Chargers, but it turns out because we're all just like, there was a lot of people that were like, oh, they're wasting Phillip Rivers' final years. But I think the Colts move, it's like, okay, Phillip Rivers, is he a smart quarterback? Yes. Is he experienced? Yes. But that arm is pretty much shot, and he's just an average quarterback now.
I wouldn't even go. Yeah, I would say at best. I mean, yeah.
He's had a couple pretty good games this year, but
yeah, he's been all right.
Nothing like, holy cow, Phillip Rivers is back here.
I think it really shows just how good Keenan Allen was, that how he was kind of carrying the load, him and Mike Williams for Phillip Rivers, that those two really are very good, that Phillip Rivers looks like this. I get it. He's older now, but I'm not.
He's not winning anything this year.
No. I have that game. Let's go 38-13 Bills. Lock it in.
So an even bigger blowout than me.
Yes. What did you say it was?
31-17.
31-17. Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right, and then let's do Ravens and Titans. This is going to be a high-scoring game, personally for me. I have this game 38-27 Titans.
Pretty close. I had it 34-24 Ravens.
Oh, why do you think the Ravens are going to
win? Tennessee defense has looked bad. It's been injured. They looked bad against Green Bay, which isn't really saying much. And then who did they just play last week that they looked awful?
The Titans played
Houston. Didn't they just play Houston?
Yes, they did.
Houston was throwing all over them. They got no running game. It's just Deshaun Watson praying that any of his teammates can give him any semblance of help.
Didn't David Johnson have a good game against them, though? Or am I going wrong?
I have no idea.
But
I know
honestly,
AJ Dillon ran all over him.
if you're letting AJ, or I'm sorry, if you're letting David Johnson have a good game against you, then maybe you're not.
Yeah, and it's not 2016. I don't know what you're doing.
Right. How much did David? Okay, David Johnson only ran for 84 yards. That's nothing crazy, but no, I mean, I think both defenses are not great. I think that Ravens defense gets a lot more love than what it deserves a lot of the time, especially when it comes to their cornerbacks. I mean, Marlon Humphrey's great, but Marcus Peters is one of the most overrated players in the National Football League. And I
thought last year he was like a good fit for that team, but this year, I haven't seen really a progression as in like getting more comfortable in this defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of like, I'm going to try and make these big plays for these pick sixes, which is what Marcus Peters has always done. But it's like play by play, he's not super consistent.
No. I mean, I mean, I don't know. I like the Titans' offense. I really like Ryan Tannehill. He has two really good wide receivers, and he has one of the best running backs in the league. I mean, I really like that Titans offense. I think it's more high powered than that Ravens defense. And at the same way, I mean, that Ravens offense is good when it comes to running. But Tennessee's pretty good at defending the run. And I mean, but they still have Lamar Jackson. So nothing's impossible, and J.K. Dobbins finally looks like he's starting to come into his own. So I mean, that's why I have a high scoring game, even though these are supposed to be two good defenses. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, they got bad blood with each other too. Didn't they get into a fight before when they played each other earlier this year? And they played it in the playoffs last year too.
The Titans and the Ravens?
Yeah, right. Didn't they get into a fight before the game at midfield?
Looks like it. Yeah, looks like they did. Look at you, Matthew. Look at you remembering that.
I know stuff. Heck yeah. I don't have dementia yet.
It was Harbaugh arguing with Malcolm Butler. Those Harbaugh.
I mean, I wouldn't go for Vrabel if I was Harbaugh, so I'd rather go for Malcolm Butler.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mike Vrabel can beat up every other coach in the league.
Oh yeah, that would be a good topic. Freaking battle royale, NFL head coaches.
That would be all right. Let's go ahead and mark that down for a different date. This is a great idea.
Oh man,
let's go ahead and do that for each league. All right. NFL.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Coaches battle royale. I like that.
Stay tuned for episode 20. That episode Kareem Hunt's gonna be fire.
Yeah, it's gonna be a kicker of a show. All right. Let's see. And then, all right. So what did you have? You had 34-24 Ravens.
Yes.
All right. I mean, again, this game for me is a toss-up. Even though I have the Titans winning pretty handedly, that's how I expect these blowouts to. Or I'm sorry, not these blowouts. These high-scoring games to go. I mean, eventually one team's going to pull away. So I mean,
one of these defense has to step up more than the other. I think that's what it comes down to.
Do the Titans? Hold on, I don't want to sound stupid here. 1 second. I'm not going to say it out loud because I want to act like I know what I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure Avery Bradley's on the Titans.
Stop it. Is Jadeveon Clowney out for this game? Is he done for the season? Am I going crazy?
I think he's out.
Okay.
Because I didn't see him during the Packers game.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's something. I mean, he didn't.
I haven't heard much of him. Maybe I heard something about Clowney early, but it's been crickets with him.
He has 19 combined tackles this season, and 0 sacks.
So he's got to be hurt.
That or he's just not.
The report late to training camp.
He's not.
Or there was no training camp, so.
Yeah, he's not great. Like, you know, I would have liked to see him on the Browns. It would have been better than a lot of things
what they have now.
Yeah. But I mean, like, he's not great. He's not worth that like $18 million that the Browns wanted to throw at him, and I'm sure they threw it at him just because they knew they weren't going to use all their cap for this year. But
right.
I mean, yeah, 19 combined tackles, 14 solo, 4 tackles for loss. Like, that's not great. He did have.
He's got to be hurt. He's got to be hurt. There's no way those are that low.
Well, last year he had only 31 tackles. Now, granted, he started 11 games and played 13, but he only had 31 tackles. The year before that, he only had 47. Like, those aren't incredible.
Mm. I'm looking at his Pro Football Reference page right now.
That's exactly what I'm looking at as well.
He's played in 8 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on injured reserve list. He's as of December 6th. So
Okay. Yeah. So then he'll be out. I don't know. I mean, that Titans secondary is definitely shaky. So is the Baltimore secondary. It's a good thing that Baltimore can't throw the ball, but I mean, they.
they lit up the Cincinnati Bengals, so there's hope.
I mean, but I mean, Lamar Jackson's still Lamar Jackson. Like, whatever I say about him when it comes to throwing, he's still Lamar Jackson, and he's one of the best, if not the best, playmaker in the NFL. So I'm not gonna just completely discount him. All right.
Right.
So let's get into the Steelers and the Browns. I'm cautiously optimistic about this game.
Oh boy.
I understand losing your head coach is a big thing. However, I don't think it's as big of a thing as what people make it out to seem sometimes. They have Mike Prefer filling in, who's been an interim head coach before. So it's not like this is new. The Vikings.
Ooh.
So like, yeah, I don't know if that was his only time ever doing it, but this isn't his first rodeo, so I'm sure he has some idea of what to expect. And it's not like he's not gonna have Kevin Stefanski in his ear all week. So I'm not nervous. I really want to see how Alex Van Pelt calls the games, because as much as I love Kevin Stefanski, and I think as great as I think he is as a play caller, there's some just fundamentals to the game that he just refuses to add, and it irritates me so much. Like slant plays and screen plays. Like, where are those? I don't understand. You have Kareem Hunt. How do you not run at least five screenplays a game with him? Let alone Nick Chubb, who if you throw him a couple of screenplays, you get him out in the open. He's probably the hardest running back to tackle in the league. I
feel like if I look up Dalvin Cook receptions last year, it would be like stupidly low.
I think you might be right.
I feel like they didn't fully utilize Dalvin Cook.
Receptions last year, he had 53 receptions. I mean, for a running back, that's not too bad.
That's not too bad. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid.
How many has Nick Chubb had this year? I can't even count like Kareem Hunt's receptions just because he's went out wide so many times this year. But
I guess like 32 for Chubb.
16 receptions.
Oh, even less than I thought. Well, it's mostly like those plays are mostly for Kareem Hunt, but I feel like Chubb can do that if he wanted to too, right?
Yeah, I mean,
get him more involved, make it less predictable.
Like you saw, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? It was just a little check down to Nick Chubb, and you get him in the open. I mean, he's got 9 yards before you bring him.
Give that guy some space and some blockers.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I mean, again, if Kevin Stefanski's our guy for the next 10 years, I can live with it. But I would just really like to see those implemented, especially when Baker's so good on slant plays, and if they're getting OBJ back, who excels on slant plays, like, why not throw those in there? But they threw one slant play against the Steelers. It was the very first throw, and it was a pick six, and they just completely threw it out of their playbook. I don't understand it. It's like, come on, they're going to be blitzing you all game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what do you have for this Steelers and Browns game?
Oh boy, that Browns defense is terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Also, isn't their O-line? Who's missing from their O-line? Bitonio?
Joel Bitonio, and that's it.
Is Wills out, or is he still good?
I think he's still good. I don't see why he's not good. Yeah, he should be good.
All right, so but I still had it 27-16 Pittsburgh. I hate to say it, I want the Browns to win so badly, just for our last 2 playoff games to be against Pittsburgh. It's frustrating.
Okay, let me think about this, because this is the only game that I haven't came up with a score prediction, because I can't tell if it's going to be a shootout, or I can't tell if this is going to be just a really bad game when it comes to the Steelers having a bad offense and the Browns having a banged up offense and, just flip flop and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go
Oh boy.
26 to 20, 26 to 24 Browns.
Oh baby, he's going with the Brownies.
I'm
I
giving.
mean, I could see a win. Honestly, I could see a win. It's just I'm not expecting it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. I think people are kind of overblowing the whole head coach thing, especially when they have the entire week to prepare. Well, most of the week to prepare, at least.
Well, yeah.
They're used to this whole virtual thing by now, so it's nothing new for them. I don't know. I mean, and the Browns are getting some pieces back on defense. They're not great, but if they can get Denzel Ward back, I'm locking in a Browns win. Let alone picking them. I'm locking in a Browns win,
Do
guaranteed.
we know if Ward's back yet?
His 10th or his day, the first day he's able to come off is Sunday. So I don't know if. Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be scary.
I know.
Holy frick, that's terrifying.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
But I'd rather have Denzel Ward off 10 days in there instead of having to watch Terrence Mitchell and whatever fifth string D-backs they put out there. Even though they have this kid AJ Green, who's a cornerback, who they gave like $200,000 to go on their practice squad for, who they really like. I don't understand why they're not using him, because I really liked him coming out of college. I think he went to Oklahoma State. I really like him. I really wish they would use him, but no, they're putting Robert Jackson out there and to Tavier Thomas and all. It's horrible.
When Mason Rudolph keeps throwing at you, it's not a good sign for you.
Dude, Joe Woods has to go. Like, how do you... I don't care how banged up your defense is. One, how are you giving up 310 yards of offense to Mason Rudolph? And two, after the second time they just lob it up to Chase Claypool, wouldn't it make sense for you to just, I don't know, maybe give a little...
another guy on that dude.
a little safety help, maybe. I mean, this is just basic football at some point. He refuses to blitz more than 4 guys at once. And when he does blitz more than 4 guys, he's taking away their best pass rusher, Myles Garrett, because he likes to drop him in coverage sometimes. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, Myles Garrett is a future Charles Woodson, so I can understand that move.
Right.
Right.
But really though, what are we doing here? I don't understand it.
Is Myles Garrett dealing with like an injury? Because he kept coming off the field last week.
He's still dealing with COVID. I mean,
oh really?
He takes like 2 plays and you can see the dude just gasping for air on the field.
Oof, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I mean, ideally an off season of rest gets him back into shape, but it's scary.
Any other Brown season that he would have had that.
Any other Browns season, and I mean, they're 4-12. Come on, Matthew. Is this your first time? 2020.
I think you're right.
2020,
Right.
2020 was just a completely opposite. Every day was opposite day. 2021 brought back some semblance. I mean, the Browns were facing a backup Steelers quarterback when the Steelers already clinched the playoffs, and it was Week 17. That doesn't get more Browns than that. I mean, that's already pretty Browns, and they're making the backup Steelers quarterback look good. Now, usually it was Charlie Batch that they made look good, but this time it was Mason Rudolph.
Ooh, Charlie.
Right.
Rudolph had a couple nice throws. Like, there was a couple throws where I'm like, okay, that was actually pretty good. But for the most part, I just think that defense was depleted, and they already drew up a game plan where it's like, all right, we know who we're going to pick off. We know what we're going to do with Claypool.
Right.
And I think Rudolph even forced a few too many passes to James Washington, where it's like, if you would have run that with any other of your receivers, you probably would have scored there. Just because he's so small. It's like, why are you throwing 50-50 balls to 5'9" James Washington?
Yeah, I mean, they have Deontay Johnson. I mean, they still have Juju, who, whatever. I'm tired of Juju Smith-Schuster. I really, really liked him coming out of college, and he has done nothing since his first rookie year. So I'm tired of him. He sucks. He's not a good wide receiver.
But he just seems like a Michael Thomas guy, but without the talent, you know?
Oh,
like
yes.
Short yardage kind of guy.
So like Corey Coleman.
Like Corey Coleman. Except he's a little better at catching the ball than Corey Coleman.
I mean, Corey Coleman's a good comp, though. Like, if Corey Coleman kept his head on straight, Like that's
Corey
Juju
Coleman just
Smith-Schuster.
learned how to be a receiver. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Honestly, I'm taking Terrell Pryor over Juju Smith-Schuster.
Holy frick!
1,000-yard receiver with Cody Kessler. That's pretty impressive.
Holy frick! Okay. Oh boy.
Has Juju even reached 1,000 yards in his career?
Has Juju ever ran for like a 90+ yard touchdown with the Oakland Raiders? I don't think so.
See, these are thank you, Matthew. This is the in-depth analysis that I'm looking for.
Yes.
So we had 1,400 yards in 2018. What? Does that sound right?
2018 wasn't that? No, his rookie year was 2017.
2017 was his rookie year. Huh. I didn't expect him to have that many.
Ooh, his Corey Coleman comp's falling apart.
No, absolutely not. If Corey Coleman had Antonio Brown lining up from the other side of him, he would have been fine, and he would have kept his head on straight. But anyways,
Ooh, that's true. That's true.
All right. So do you want to go into the first round of the NFC or continue our divisional round?
I don't care. Whichever one you want to do. I'll just go like second round of AFC.
Yeah, let's go to the second round of AFC. So, you will have the Chiefs. We will both have the Chiefs versus.
I have versus Baltimore, and then you would have versus Cleveland.
Is that right though?
The number 1 seed gets the lowest remaining seed.
So that would be versus Cleveland.
Right. Unless you want the Colts to win.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ. I have to watch the Chiefs play the Browns.
Maybe.
Wait, when the Chiefs... So the Chiefs would get the lowest. They wouldn't get whoever faces the Colts and the Bills?
No. They get whoever the lowest seed is.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That makes sense then. All right. So, yeah, I would have Chiefs versus Browns and then Titans versus Bills.
I'd have Chiefs versus Ravens and Bills versus Steelers. Those would be my games.
Titans versus Bills would be a fun game. That'll be a fun game to watch. Would be a fun game. I still think the Bills pull away.
Bulls in 6.
But that's going to be another shootout game. Like that for me, that's like a 34 to like 28 game. Like for the Bills and the Titans. For the Browns, 47 to 28 Chiefs.
Okay, I thought you were going to give the Browns 47 points.
No.
Holy cow.
No, that Chiefs defense is good. And I do not want to watch Patrick Mahomes throw. Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for 600 yards against this defense.
Does Chad Henne enter the game at some point?
No.
All right, you know what? You take that. You don't want to be humiliated by Chad Henne. A 2021 Chad Henne. That's never a good sight.
They take Mahomes out. Chad Henne might throw for like 200 yards against this team. I mean, Mike Glennon did it.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Sadly.
I don't want to see it. Yeah, I could see it. All right. So who would you have in your playoff games?
I'd have Chiefs and Ravens. I'll say 34 to 23 Chiefs.
Wow.
And then I'd have Buffalo and Pittsburgh. And I'll go 37-21 Buffalo.
If the Steelers defense
I don't see Pittsburgh hanging around.
If the Steelers defense plays well, that would be a decent game to watch.
It would be a good game.
But
I just don't think it will be.
No, I'm surprised you're giving that Chiefs and Ravens.
I also don't.
Go ahead.
Wait, what do you mean? What, that close?
Yeah, that close.
You don't think it'll be that close?
Only a touchdown? I mean,
Lamar Jackson always finds a way to choke in the playoffs. The last two times we saw him, but
that Chiefs defense is much better than it was last year, and
right. Oh, that's true.
And that Ravens defense isn't that much better than, or it might be even worse than last year. So I don't know. I don't think it's that close of a game.
You gotta hope Lamar has some more playoff experience and he's able to calm his nerves more. I don't know.
Is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing. I think that's the thing people make up.
I'm just kind of saying stuff to make my prediction look better. That's all I'm doing at this point. I am deflecting.
Is that a thing though? Like, I don't think that's a thing. Like people always talk
That's like
about.
saying the guy's got intangibles. That's
Yeah,
all. That's about what that is.
people always say, "Oh yeah, this guy has playoff experience." It's like, all right, so like Michael Martinez had
I think
playoff
it calms the
experience.
nerves down. I just think when all eyes are on you in a win or go home game, that's all I think it is.
What is he supposed to tell him? Hey man, you got this.
But you're a professional and you've been preparing all week. You should be like ready to go.
Yeah.
If you prepared for this team the right way.
These guys went to colleges where you have 80,000 people screaming their heads
Right.
off in rivalry games. Like NFL games should be tame compared to these. To that, like, I hate that is one of my least favorite phrases. Is he's a playoff guy?
Experience.
He's been to the Super Bowl. He's been to the World Series. It's like, yeah, and like BJ Good was. I think BJ Goodson. No, Malcolm Smith was in the Super Bowl, and so was Adrian
Super Bowl
Claiborne.
MVP.
Yeah, and it's just like, all right, that's great, but like, again, what are they going to tell him? Like, hey man, you got this. Calm it down.
How did you miss that tackle? Coach, it's my first playoff game. What do you want from me?
Exactly. My nerves are shot, Coach. Yeah, it's. Now I will say,
Derrick Henry came up to me and I was like, "Oh."
I will say the only time I've ever seen something like that, where it's ever a case of their nerve shot, is Drupal Cabrera in the 2013 wild card game.
Oh, wild card game.
That dude looked like a deer in headlights every time he was up to bat, and that was still decent as Drupal Cabrera.
Right.
He sucks though. All right. And then I think we would both have Chiefs Bills in the playoff in the AFC. That's a good game. That might be the best game of the entire playoffs.
It is. It probably will be.
Now, do you think that's a shootout, or do you think that's a defensive battle? Just because they're two.
I think it's a shootout.
It has to be, right? I mean, well, it doesn't have to be, but
it could.
It could be. It's probably. All right, I'll go Bills, Chiefs. You have 38-35 Chiefs.
I got 41-33 Bills.
Whoa. You
didn't expect me to say Bills.
You think the Bills beat the Chiefs?
Listen, I do. I don't know if I'm just riding the hot hand of Josh Allen. I don't freaking know, but I want to see Mahomes and Rodgers duke it out in the Super Bowl. Spoiler alert: I think the Packers are going to make the Super Bowl.
Whoa,
anyways,
whoa.
I want. That's you did not see that one coming, but I just think this Bills team is hot at the right time. I think they could take down the Chiefs. The Chiefs have shown some vulnerabilities these last few weeks. I don't know if it's just because they're like, oh, we got this one seed locked up. Let's just freaking like give half effort here. But there's some vulnerabilities. The defense finally being shown that they're not as good as they think, and also some just overconfidence. I guess I'll say from Mahomes.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you mean overconfidence? He's the best quarterback in the league.
No, I get that. It's just he also I think thinks that, and he's like, I can make that throw, and it's not the right play, and it's not the right decision.
That's
I think he's done that a few times this year.
I mean, when you look at the Chiefs and Bills, they are basically like the same exact team. I mean, you start with the head coach. They have two of the best head coaches in the league. You start off with the quarterback. Right. They have two of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. They have 2 star wide receivers, even though Stephon Diggs and Tyreek Hill are a little different. They have a bunch of
Tyreek Hill's just speed, and Diggs is all just like route running ability.
I don't want to hear that Tyreek Hill is just speed. Tyreek Hill is, I mean,
It's hard to judge Tyreek Hill of, like, obviously the dude's a freaking weapon, but it's like, is he benefiting from all, like, Kelsey being a thing, Sammy Watkins being a thing? But then again, I think Tyreek Hill has more to do with giving Kelsey and Watkins better looks,
stretching the field,
the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hill's a freaking monster.
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey's like really the only upgrade I see when it comes to like the Chiefs offense versus the Bills offense. Because I mean, like, if I have to pick between Stephon Diggs and Tyreek Hill, I think I'd have to go with Stephon Diggs at this point, even though it's close. I think Tyreek Hill I think he gets too much flack for saying he's just speed. I think his secondary routes are some of the best in the game just because he's able to find that open spot for Mahomes to chuck him to. Now, of course, does his speed help with that? Yeah, of course. But,
Yeah.
but I mean, when you look at the rest of the Chiefs and the Bills, they got good secondary wide receivers in Cole Beasley and Sammy Watkins. I mean, I don't know who I'd pick, who I'd want on my team over Cole Beasley and Sammy Watkins. And, they have John Brown, and Chiefs have Mecole Hardman and Demarcus Robinson. So, Bills have Gabriel Davis, right? Like, these teams are very similar shape.
That is.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Devin Singletary are very similar in the way that they play. I mean,
and they got Le'Veon Bell too.
Yeah, but they really haven't used him much. And I mean, those defenses are basically shaped around the same way. I mean, good linebackers and good DNs with fine secondary. Like, but I think it's a shootout. I think both those offenses are too high powered. So I'm surprised you have the Chiefs though.
Yeah, it'll be a shootout.
I'm surprised you have the Bills though.
Or so am I. I thought I was going. I always predict Chiefs and Packers the last few years, and
it's just because it makes sense. Like I'm not
Right.
I'm not going to bet against the best quarterback in the league.
Whoa, what the frick? Aaron Rodgers says what?
Stop it.
Stop what?
Okay, I understand. I understand. Is Aaron Rodgers having the best season out of all the QBs? Yes.
Yeah.
Is Aaron Rodgers the best
What's your
QB in
point?
the league though?
Yes.
No.
Why?
Because there's Patrick Mahomes.
Why?
But why?
Come on.
Why? What do you mean? But why?
I'm just like a little kid that's like, no, my favorite is the best. Like if you like, I could honestly like, if you think Mahomes is the best quarterback, or if you think it's Rodgers, or if you even think it's Russell Wilson, I'll probably give it to you.
Yeah. No, I'm
Because
not
those
gonna.
three are level.
I'm not gonna hate you, but don't question me on it.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
All right. So
It's just my Aaron Rodgers defense mode activating right there.
So we have either team going to the Super Bowl. The NFC. Let's go with the Washington football team and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who do you have?
This is gonna be surprisingly close.
I think so as well.
Tom's gonna struggle against this defense. He's gonna get a lot of pressure. He's gonna have to force that ball quick. I still got him winning though. I have it 20-17 Tampa Bay.
Okay. I have. You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
I am gonna punch this webcam if you say the Washington football team. I'm not even. You know what? Let's hear it.
I have 20-16 Washington football team. I think because
Oh baby.
I think because
All right.
were the reasons you said it's close. That Buccaneers defense is good, but I think they're a little fraud. There's a little fraud in them. And
I think they're better at stopping the run than the pass.
yes, I agree. But Antonio Gibson is still good.
Right?
He's fine. Logan Thomas has really emerged as a really good player for the Washington Redskins as a tight end.
Oh, you canceled Washington football team.
Stop it.
That's every broadcaster this year where they have to be like, "Oh God, please don't fire me. I'm sorry."
And Terry McLaurin is quickly becoming a top 15. I'm not going to put
I'd
him
say borderline top 10. I'd say borderline.
I'm not going
top
to put
10.
him there yet, but he's close to being a borderline top 10 wide receiver in the league. So, and that Washington defense is good. Secondary's a
It's really good.
little shaky, but it's okay because Tom Brady can't throw the ball more than 10 yards. So,
Yes, he can.
you know what I mean.
Who is the quarterback Tom Brady's going against? It's Alex Smith.
It is
Can
Alex Smith.
throw
It's
the ball
comeback
more than
player of the
10 yards?
year, Alex Smith.
Oh my! It's happening, and I still hate it. I'm in denial. What the frick? 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. One of the lowest quarterback ratings in QBRs in the league.
Yes, quarterback rating, the most, the stat with
6
the most
touchdowns.
substance.
8 interceptions.
Oh,
What am I missing?
Six touchdowns. Yes, touchdowns is the most important QB stat.
Well, apparently it's wins because that's
It
all
is
everyone
wins,
looks
baby.
at
That's
when
all
it
that
comes-
matters. That's all that
Wins
matters.
is not a quarterback
That's all that
stat. Wins
matters.
is not a quarterback stat. You better give those wins to Chase Young. Oh my gosh.
Chase Young is good at football. Like, he's
I was up in the air about him. I'm like, is this guy all hype? So far, he's talking the talk, or he's
He-
walking the walk and talking the talk.
Now, granted, that entire defensive line is very good. He probably
Right.
benefits from playing against who else is on that line? Darren Payne. Um, who's
Sweat.
Montez Sweat? Does
Is
that
he
sound right?
healthy? Yeah, something. The guy in the Old Spice commercial whose last name is Sweat.
I think you're right. Yeah. I mean that entire defense is good.
Is Ryan Kerrigan still there?
Yes. Which I'm very disappointed the Browns did not go after free agency this year. Very disappointed. Or I'm sorry, not free agency, trade deadline this year. I really like to see him on the Browns.
I feel like he's kind of like an alternate guy for that Washington defense at this point now, right?
He would have been a
Which is really scary.
Yeah, he would have been a perfect alternate. He would have been a perfect alternate guy with Olivier Vernon, and now the second guy. But no, I think Washington wins. I think they beat Tam.
I was gonna get mad at you, but it's like I made it that close of a game for a reason. Like, now I will say this: if Tom Brady comes back for another year, I think they could win a Super Bowl.
No, if Tom Brady comes back for another year, they're going to be worse than what they are.
I think they'll be better.
No,
I think they will.
I think you're wrong.
I think you give Tom Brady a little more time with Bruce Arians' playbook. You get a whole offseason in.
If you give Tom Brady more time with Bruce Arians, he's going to kill Bruce Arians. Yeah, he's going to kill Bruce Arians.
Dude, I just have a feeling. Plus, I thought of it like 2 nights ago, and I'm like, holy freak.
Plus, they're losing Byron Leftwich.
That is true. He'll probably go somewhere else.
He'll be the head coach of a team next year, and if he's not, then it's an absolute shame because he's probably going to be the best head coach out of this round of head coach hires. I'm really excited to see where he goes because I think he's going to be an awesome head coach. But if Tom comes back, so Mike Evans is out for the playoff game. That's a big thing.
Oh yeah, he is.
That's a big.
Is
thing.
Godwin still healthy? Because he's been shaky all year.
He's been on and off. And
I mean, Antonio Brown's been looking solid these last few weeks. Gronk's, sometimes you get old Gronk, and sometimes you're like, oh boy.
Yeah, it looks like
let's get OJ Howard in here.
It looks like Chris Godwin is able to play, but like
Mike Evans hurts, man.
That does hurt. He's the
true. He's quietly been having a good year with all those freaking weapons in Tampa.
He's
another 1,000-yard season.
He's quietly been a top 5 receiver his entire career. Like people don't realize he is incredible. He's led the league in receiving yards multiple times. I'm pretty sure, and it's just like why don't we talk about him more?
Because Tampa Bay, other than before Tom Brady came here, who was talking about Tampa Bay?
That's true. But I mean, Gronk's knees can go any second, and Antonio Brown can go off the rails any second.
He might shoplift a store. He might be shoplifting a grocery store right now, for all we know.
I wouldn't bet against it.
If I get an ESPN notification that Antonio Brown's been arrested or something.
All right. Well. So we have differing opinions again, which is good for content. But
why not?
It's bad for you because it's obvious I'm going to be right. So, I did, however, say that the Lions were going to beat the Buccaneers a couple weeks ago, and then the Buccaneers beat them 45-0. So sometimes it's
oh man.
Sometimes there's a little mixed communication. All right, let's go Rams and Seahawks. I see Seahawks taking this game away. Jared Goff sucks. Rams defense is good.
It's true.
But the Seahawks offense is also good. And that is how I boiled down my analysis is Jared Goff sucks. I think they just brought back Cooper Kupp, so him and Robert Woods should be available though, however, so that'd be fine. But Rams defense good. Seahawks offense good. Jared Goff suck. That is how I do my math. And Seahawks defense is quietly having a really good second half of the season.
They still have their struggles, but they're good enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd say. I'd say the Seahawks offense has been struggling this second half of the year. But can I say anything better about the Rams offense? I have it close just because from what I saw with the Seahawks last week against San Francisco, I don't know. Maybe John Wolford will come in. Maybe McVay will bench Jared Goff or John Wolford. I have a 31-23 Seattle.
How did John Wolford do, by the way? That is one game I did not pay attention.
From the highlights I watched, not terrible for the situation he was put in. For his first career start with playoff implications, with never. I mean, I don't know how he did it. He hasn't played since preseason 2 years ago.
Oh, and McVay is not committing to that's offensive genius prodigy Sean McVay, by the way. He is not committing to a quarterback, it looks like.
That's hilarious.
How bad are you, Jared Goff, that you are not being committed to over by John Wolford, who this man has as someone with a
I think McVay's already told. There's no way he hasn't told Goff already. It's like, okay, it's probably you, but let's let the media run with this.
as someone with a bad mustache myself, this man has a bad mustache.
Who? Wolford?
Wolford.
Yeah. It's D tier mustache.
It really is. But yeah, okay, for score though, I will have it 31-13 Seahawks.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think Los Angeles is going to beat Seattle.
All right, and then the final game of the wild card round, the New Orleans Saints, the old great Drew Brees will pass the torch onto the new great Mitch Trubisky, and the Bears. Mitch has been having some good games though.
Yeah, sandwiched in between two boppings by the Packers, Mitchie's looked pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But I see the Saints running away with this game. I don't think that's crazy at all. Excuse me. I don't think that's crazy at all. I see the Saints winning 28-7.
You ready for this?
Yeah, let's hear it. You are not picking the Bears or the Saints, right?
I really wanted to pick the Bears. But let me just say, if Alvin Kamara is a no-go, I'm changing my prediction to the Bears.
He has COVID, doesn't he?
Yeah. If Alvin Kamara is a no-show, I'm going Bears. But I'm going to go under the assumption that Alvin Kamara is going, and I will say 27-17 Saints. But if Alvin Kamara is a no-show, I'm going to change it to frickin' 23-20 Bears.
All right, if they don't have Alvin Kamara, if they do have Alvin Kamara, I said 28-7 Saints. I'm going to stick with that. However, if they don't have Alvin Kamara, I am going to say, let's say 17-16 Bears.
He's also flipping.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Which would be beautiful because I would love to see the Packers beat the Bears three times in 1 year.
But I'm going to go under the assumption that Alvin Kamara does play for
That's what I'm doing.
for this to happen. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. So that would make it for me the
I got to do this.
Packers versus Washington and the Seahawks versus the Saints.
I would have Packers get a rematch against Tom Brady and Saints and Seahawks. Oh boy.
All right, so for me, for the Packers versus Washington, don't worry, Matt. Don't worry, Matt.
All right, please entertain me.
Packers 38, Washington 13. I don't think there's any way that Washington comes close in this game. But great run. Good 7-9 story.
All right, let me see here. Green Bay is getting another shot here in Tampa Bay, but it's not in Tampa Bay. It's in Lambeau. And Aaron Rodgers isn't going to put up a stinker like he did in the regular season. All right, I'm just trying to figure out how many points Tom Brady's going to put up. Let's give him 20 points. I'm going 33-20 Packers.
Okay.
All right, suck it.
All right.
Finally, Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady would be a beautiful thing to see.
And then we both do we both have Seahawks and Saints?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's a tough game.
This is a tough one, yeah.
That's a really tough game. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. I think I'm gonna have to go with the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks offense is better than the Saints offense. I think those defenses are pretty comparable. It's probably going to be a close game though. I'd go like 31-27 Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Seahawks. I'm just, I'm gonna go 28-20 Seahawks. I think the Seahawks defense steps up and Drew Brees just falls apart here, and that's when he's gonna retire.
You think this is Drew Brees' last season?
Oh yeah,
I think so too.
I mean, I've heard reports that Schefter reported that this is probably his. Everyone expects this to be his last season.
Oh really?
Then again, I thought last season was going to be his last season. So what do I know?
I thought Tom Brady's last 3 seasons were going to be his last season. So
I thought when he beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, I'm like, okay, there you go, Tom, good career.
When
but
he
just
beat
keeps
the
going.
Rams,
I'm sorry. When who's the Patriots punter?
oh, yeah, basically.
The Battle of Punters.
All right, so that for me that would be Seahawks and Packers for both
Same
of us.
here. Mm-hmm.
That'll be a fun game.
Again, gosh, how many times we got to play the Seahawks in the dang playoffs?
That's going to be a high scoring game. We're going to go 43-35 Packers.
I'm gonna go 35 to how many points do I want to give Russell Wilson here?
A lot.
Let's go. I'll give you 28.
Okay.
35-28 Packers.
Am I crazy this year in thinking that this is like the highest scoring season ever? Like, because
I don't know. I think last season was pretty high scoring too.
Because like I just feel like every single game you're getting at least 25 to 28 points by each team. You know, except for the oddity here and there. But like I feel like this year has been just so many shootouts. But it could be wrong. All right, so
You're probably wrong. You're probably wrong.
Yeah, probably. So for me, that would be Chiefs and Packs, like I said at the beginning of the year. And for you, that would be the Bills and Packers. Please discuss the Bills versus the Packers.
Oh, mama, Aaron Rodgers hoisting up his second Lombardi trophy. The Bills, good run, kids. Josh Allen's throwing 2 picks, one of them to Adrian Amos, one of them to Darnell Savage. Aaron Rodgers is throwing for, let me see, how many touchdowns do I want to give him in a Super Bowl MVP performance? Let's give him 2 to Devontae Adams. Let's give him one deep one to Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and let's give one to Jamal Williams for the heck of it.
None to
4
Rob Tonyan.
touchdowns.
I'd put a Rob.
Big Bobby. I gotta give Big Bobby one too. Yeah, frick. Aaron Rodgers throwing 5 touchdowns in the playoffs. That's crazy.
Wow.
In the Super Bowl. That's crazy. All right, so let's go. Let's go 45 to 31 Packers.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm going to give Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to go ahead and give Aaron Rodgers 4 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
The frick. Disrespectful.
2 to Devontae Adams, 1 to Rob Tonyan, and 1 to Alan Lazard.
Dominique Daphne.
Alan Lazard. Let's go with him.
He's overdue.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I'm going to give Aaron Jones another touchdown.
Beautiful.
And I'm going to give him a field goal.
Mason Crosby. There we go.
Yeah.
Missed the clutch.
Yeah. So
is he missing a field goal?
No, absolutely not.
You're
It's his only.
right.
It's his only field goal that he's attempting. And
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And he's putting it through. It's putting it right in the smack down in the middle of the uprights. All right, so we're giving him 38 points. We're giving the Packs 38 points. You know what? I give Aaron Jones 2 touchdowns.
Oh, mama!
We're gonna go 45 points for the Packers.
That's what I did. I like it.
Does that math add up though?
I don't know.
You know what?
I'm just really hyped.
Just to mess with you, we're going 46 points because the Packers are going to do a 2-point conversion.
Interesting.
And we're going to give the Chiefs 42 points. And the Packers are going to win their second Lombardi trophy since 2008?
2010.
2010? Oh, crap.
I think 08 was the Steelers.
No.
Against the Cardinals?
No, that was like 2009. 2008 was that Patriots and Giants? That was 2008 Super Bowl.
Okay.
Right? All right, we're going to look at
I don't know what I'm talking
history of Super Bowl.
The Packers won it technically they won it in 2011, but it was the 2010 season.
because I specifically remember Larry Fitzgerald and Troy Polamalu on Madden 10's cover, and that would be in 2009, right?
Yeah, that's where it gets a little confusing there.
Okay, so the Saints beat the Colts. That was that in between year. I forgot
Oh
about
yeah,
that
that's
one.
where Favre was one throw away from going to the Super Bowl.
Uh-huh. But that was I like that Super Bowl. That was one of my favorite Super Bowls because for some reason I had this hatred for Peyton Manning growing up as a kid. And
I did, yeah.
I really liked Drew Brees. Well, you hated Peyton Manning because of your brother, but
Right. Beautiful.
and I don't know why I hated Peyton Manning, but you know what? I hated Peyton Manning and I like Drew Brees.
He's got a dislikable face, you know.
Yeah. All right. So we have our playoff predictions down.
Oh, wait, also just in case, I'll go 34-31 Green Bay over the Chiefs if that happens to be the Super Bowl because I'm pretty sure that'll probably be the Super Bowl. So
Okay.
I'll just double down.
Okay. And I just for in case scenarios, I will go 17-13 Browns over the Packers just in case the Browns make it to the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna cry if the Packers don't make the Super Bowl, man. Oh God.
What would you cry more if the Browns beat the Packers or the Packers didn't make it?
It'd be hard for me not to be happy for the
That's
Browns.
true. You're a Browns fan.
That's why I don't want the Browns to be in the Super Bowl. It's like, all right, I know you guys are like in a drought that's been lasting decades, but just let Aaron Rodgers get one more. And then you guys can run a dynasty for all I care. All right?
Hold on. Hear me out.
All right, here we go.
The Packers don't make it, and that forces Aaron Rodgers to leave the Packers. However, Baker plays bad in the Super Bowl, and Case Keenum comes in and saves the day. Aaron Rodgers goes to the Browns in the offseason. New dynasty.
What? Oh, God. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers is going to leave the Packers, I'd want him to go to the Browns.
That is like the only quarterback I will take over Baker.
Yo, what the frick? Patrick Mahomes wants out after Andy Reid dies from eating too much hamburgers?
Listen.
And you're telling me you wouldn't take it?
Mahomes, Wilson, Murray, like none of those guys are leaving. Out of all the guys who could leave, which is basically for me, the only two guys that are really worth is Stafford and Rodgers.
What about Tom Brady?
Stop it.
You wouldn't want Tom Brady?
No. I'd much rather have Baker than Tom Brady. No, not for the meme of it.
Why?
Because he's annoying and he's bad.
Oh, he's not bad.
He's pretty bad.
He's not.
He's like yak. He's the yak king.
He's like the smartest quarterback in the NFL.
All right, fine. He's smart. He can't throw the ball more than 10 yards.
He can throw it approximately 15 yards before it becomes a toss-up of if it'll be an accurate throw or not.
I think he can throw a ball farther, more accurate, but at that point, it's just literally a lob.
It really is. When he goes deep, it's like, oh boy. I mean, he knows it's either Mike Evans, Godwin, Gronk, freaking Antonio Brown. It's one of them fools.
When he goes deep, it's like there better not be a defender 15 yards around that receiver. That's an interception.
He's made some good throws. I got to give him that. But better throws than I thought he would be able to make this year. But that's not really saying a whole bunch.
Right. All right. Well, speaking of how good Tom Brady is, Matthew, we made a list.
Oh, baby.
We made a list.
I told you, that segue was beautiful.
Thank you. We made a list of the top 32. Now, however, I did a little extra just because I wasn't sure what I was ranking, guys, so I got down to 43 quarterbacks. But we can do our 32. And then afterwards, I will list mine off and see if you disagree with any of them. So we are doing the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. Doesn't matter if they're starting. It doesn't matter if they're backups. It doesn't matter if they are Colin Kaepernick, which he's not. But these are the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL, Matthew.
Gotcha.
Let's go three at a time. I think that's fair.
All right, sure, let's do it.
For me, it's Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson. I don't think that's going to differentiate from you at all.
I got Rodgers.
Okay.
Mahomes.
Okay.
Josh Allen.
Wow. You think Josh
This was a last second switch here.
Okay.
This was a last second switch here.
Okay, so do you have Wilson at 4?
Yes.
Okay, so I have Allen at 4.
Okay, so that's fine.
And I had a hard time. I had a hard time not moving him to 3. I think Wilson is the better quarterback, but it's close. So, all right, we don't.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, so 4, 5, and 6 for me is Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, and Kyler Murray.
Holy frick. We get completely different ones.
Really?
All right, you ready for this? 4, 5, and 6?
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson. Ryan Tannehill.
Okay. All right. For Ryan Tannehill's your number 6, I don't think that's crazy at all.
He's not ranting about Deshaun Watson at 5.
I mean, a little too high for me. There's a few guys I'm putting over Watson, but besides that, I mean, our lists aren't too different. I'm going to imagine that Stafford and Kyler Murray are. Wait, did you say Kyler?
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to imagine Stafford and Kyler Murray are pretty close to the 7 through 10 range for you. So we'll do 7 through 7. Yeah, we'll do 7 through 10 here. 7 for me is Tannehill, 8 for me is Watson, 9 for me is Baker, and then 10 for me is Brady.
Okay. 7, I got Lamar Jackson. 8, I got Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
9, I got Kyler Murray.
Mm-hmm.
10, I got Drew Brees.
Okay, interesting. Wow, I'm kind of surprised that you put Drew Brees up there that far.
I was too.
Can you go through that 7 through 10 again? So you have
Lamar
Jackson,
Tom Brady,
Brady,
Kyler Murray,
okay,
Drew Brees.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. I think Brees is maybe a little bit too high on that list, but I also didn't put Lamar Jackson in this list because we are only doing quarterbacks. So
I freaking knew it. Right when we were talking before, and you said you didn't put Taysom Hill on your list. I'm like, oh, this dude probably excluded Lamar Jackson too.
You are absolutely right that I did. If Taysom Hill's not a quarterback, then there's Lamar Jackson, and vice versa.
Oh boy.
All right, so we'll go. Let's do 11 through 15 here. Move along a little bit. 11 I have Herbert. 12 I have Dak. 13 I have Burrow. 14 I have Carr, and 15 I have Breeze.
Okay. I got 11 Derek Carr.
Okay.
12 Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
13 Matthew Stafford. 14 Herbert. Are we going to 15 too?
Yeah, let's do 15.
Kirk Cousins.
Okay. Really disappointed in you that you ranked Matt Stafford that low.
I'm kind of disappointed he was in your top 10, I'll be real.
He was in my top 5.
Oh! Golly.
I don't like how much you undervalue Matt Stafford. Because this is not the first time.
He's very fragile. I'll say
Sure.
he's very consistent in his ability to complete some very difficult throws I think he's one of the most underrated, talented passers in possibly NFL history.
And you have him as 15? All started,
yeah, or 13. 13.
He was a 13?
Right. He's not a prime Matthew Stafford now. I mean, I would love to see him a full season with a healthy Kenny Golladay. That would really be nice to see. But Golladay just cannot stay healthy. And neither can Stafford, but Stafford plays through it at least.
All right, you have one drive to get down the field. And who do you take? Matthew Stafford or Derek Carr? I can't believe you got to think about this.
I'd probably go Stafford.
Matthew Stafford or Justin Herbert?
Herbert just because he's a rookie. Or Stafford just because Herbert's a rookie. Sorry.
Matthew Stafford or Kyler Murray?
I might go Kyler.
Okay, that one's fair just because Kyler can move a little bit. Matthew Stafford or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Oh my God! Get out of here. See, that's how I know you're off. Oh hey, yeah, I'd rather have this guy who's a very talented passer, but this guy over here, he can barely make it to the first down marker with his throws.
Listen, Brandon Weeden is a talented passer, but I would have.
Brandon Weeden's not a talented passer.
Yes, he is.
He has a very talented arm strength, but besides that, there's no the accuracy.
He's a talented passer.
No, he's very inaccurate. He has no IQ whatsoever.
No quarterback in the NFL had a higher completion percentage than Brandon Whedon.
Oh my god. I'm just so tired of you and Brandon Whedon. Did you know Brandon Whedon had a Twitter?
He's so good though. Yeah.
Have you ever gotten him to tweet you?
Brandon Whedon? Yeah.
What? Really? Oh, cool.
I sent him a video a while ago of just like showing off all my Brandon Whedon stuff, and he was like, "Very cool, Matt," or something like that. And I'm like,
Christ.
Jesus has spoken.
All right, we'll do 16 through 20 here. I have Roethlisberger at 16, Kirk Cousins at 17, Ryan Fitzpatrick at 18, Jalen Hurts at 19, and then Jared Goff at 20.
I got 16 Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
17 Ben Roethlisberger. 18 Phillip Rivers. 19 your favorite Matt Ryan. And 20 Mitchie Trubisky. Put him at 20.
I'm surprised, with the exception of like Stafford, like our lists have not been too far off whatsoever, because for 21 I have Phillip Rivers, for 22 I have Matt Ryan, for 23 I have Trubisky, and then 24 and 25 I have Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett.
Oh baby. Oh, I didn't even think of Brissett.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a deep cut right there.
Mm-hmm.
What do I have? I have 21 I have Burrow. And that's mostly because I didn't see enough.
Right.
I feel like I wanted to see him go up against some better teams. I don't know. 22, I had Andy Dalton. 23, I had Goff. And I kept moving him like closer and closer to off the list. Because like I think he was at like 17. Because I made this list like 2 weeks ago. And I just kept watching. I'm like, oh my God, yeah, let's go. So Goff's 23. I had Teddy Two Gloves at 24. And I had 25. I had Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay. All right. Andy Dalton's a little high for me on this list, but I mean,
that guy, I don't know what it is. I would honestly rather have Andy Dalton than Jared Goff. That's an honest opinion I have. Put Andy Dalton on the Rams. I think they're a better team.
I might be moving Jared Goff down this list now that you said that.
He just makes so many dumb decisions. Or I'm like,
and his wide receivers are so talented. His entire team is so talented.
Yeah.
Oh man, I might be moving Jared Goff down this list now that you said you'd rather have Andy Dalton over Jared Goff. I'm like, yeah, I think you're right. All right, that's something I got to think about. All right, and then we'll finish off 26 through 32 here. 26, I have Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz has played horrible this year, but I don't think it's all on him.
Okay.
I think it's a lot on Doug Peterson and him being one of the most overrated coaches in the league. Anyways, I have Teddy Bridgewater at 27. I really, really like Teddy Bridgewater, but he's been playing bad, and I can't justify his bad playing. Tua Tagovailoa. I liked him, and he has shown absolutely no promise whatsoever, with the exception of maybe a couple throws. And
still a rookie, so I'd give him another year, but I haven't seen anything. Right now, I haven't seen anything.
29, I have Alex Smith. 30,
there he is.
I have Kyle Allen. 31, I have Dwayne Haskins, and 32, I have Andy Dalton.
Kyle Allen made the list. Holy frick.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually had Alex Smith higher than me. So you think the 29th quarterback in the league should win Comeback Player of the Year?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see. What do I? 26. I have Alex Smith.
Okay.
27. I have Gardner Minshew.
Wow.
28. I have Cam Newton. 29. I have Danny Dimes.
I didn't even think about putting Cam.
30. I have Sam Darnold. 31, I have Carson Wentz. And 32, I have Drew Lock.
Okay. All right. You have a lot of my deeper guys on that list. I didn't even think about putting Cam Newton in, but I just added him. So I'm up to 44 guys that I listed. I'm going to quickly go through them. 33 is Nick Foles. 34 is Sam Darnold. 35 is Marcus Mariota. 36 is Case Keenum. 37 is Nick Mullins. 38 is Cam Newton. 39 is Tyrod Taylor. 40th is Daniel Jones. 41 is Drew Lock. 42 is Gardner Minshew. 43 is I have Nick Mullins on here twice. Get that out of here. I'm keeping Nick Mullins at 37, and then 43 is Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph makes the list. You love to see it.
At 43, he is the 43rd best quarterback in my eyes in this league.
I had a few honorable mentions, which were Nick Foles, Nick Mullins, Haskins, Mike Glennon, which, now that I think about it, let's just delete that. And CJ Beathard. And also, I didn't think of Marcus Mariota, so I shall also say he's an honorable mention.
I don't know what to think of Marcus Mariota, though. Like, he's one of the few guys. It's him and Wentz. I really do not want to see him go to them to the Steelers next year because I feel like they could actually do something with him, with both of them. And Jameis. Really don't want to see any of those three.
Oh, Jameis.
Oh, I forgot about Jameis.
Oh, yo, he's top 32. He's probably like around 25-20 at least.
I'm putting him over Goff. All right, number 20.
Oh, absolutely.
Jameis.
I'd put him right around Mitchie at 20. Right around there.
Oh, I couldn't believe I forgot about Jameis. I've been on the Jameis train for so long.
So have I, but it's just, I'm getting sick of it. I had some exemptions just because when I made this list, I was mostly factoring in this year. So I exempted Prescott. I also exempted Jalen Hurts because I haven't seen enough. Taysom Hill is not a quarterback, and I refuse to acknowledge it. And Jimmy Garoppolo is, I don't even know if he'd be on the list even if he was healthy, but maybe he'd probably at least be an honorable mention, but that's what, yeah.
You don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Drew Lock or Gardner Minshew? Listen, I hate on Jimmy Garoppolo more than most people, but that man is much better than Drew Lock or Gardner Minshew. Or Danny Dimes. Or Cam Newton.
Yeah, I might put him in like high 20s.
Okay. Yeah, I've him at 25, and I think that's a fair spot for him.
That's fair.
Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot about Jameis. How's that happen?
I forgot about Mariota. So the 2015 quarterbacks, the rookie quarterbacks from 2015 are just so forgettable.
I am moving Jared Goff under Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan, and Mitch Trubisky. So he is only a little bit better than Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett.
Are you able to answer the question of where would you put Lamar Jackson on this list?
See, it's hard for a running back. That's like asking, hey, where would you put Jarvis Landry on this list? He's thrown a few passes this year. It's like, you're right, he has. He's thrown much better balls than Drew Lock, for example. But where, if I had to include running backs on this list, where would I put Lamar Jackson?
Also, where would you put Taysom Hill?
I would put Lamar Jackson at 19 and Taysom Hill at 45. Right under Mason Rudolph. So.
All right.
I got some anger out there. I like that.
19 seems a little high.
For Lamar Jackson?
Where'd I have him? I had him freaking
8.
7th. I
7th.
had him 7th. Guy can win games with his abilities.
Yeah, but not with his passing abilities, with his running abilities.
Yeah, not necessarily his abilities at quarterback, but
yeah, I'm not denying that. Now, if we want to do top playmakers in the league, Lamar Jackson's right up there with a few guys, but quarterbacks, no.
Is Lamar Jackson a quarterback? Is up there with was Ben Simmons a rookie?
And is Joe Flacco elite? Like those are.
That's not even a question though. Oh, I didn't even have Joe Flacco on here. Could have had him somewhere.
I don't know. Flacco was playing decent.
Yeah, he had that one good game this year against. I think was it New England. It was like Monday Night Football. Joe Flacco was playing, and I'm like, holy frick, Joe Flacco looks pretty good.
Like I could see him somewhere in like my 34 to 37 range with like Foles, Darnold, Mariota, and Keenum, but I can also see him like by like Tyrod Taylor and Daniel Jones at like my 40-41 range.
Right. He should just retire, honestly. I don't know what he's still doing.
He's getting a
Like, he
paycheck.
got a Super Bowl.
He's getting a paycheck, Matthew.
That's probably it. That's probably it. Because it's like, why are you chasing rings? You already got one.
Is he? He's not chasing rings though. He's on the Jets, Matthew.
So he's like just Frank Gore in it. Like, anyone who takes me, I will show up to practice.
I don't know if we had this discussion last time. Is Frank Gore a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I think he is.
So you think Frank Gore is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but not Calvin Johnson?
Yeah.
Why?
The dude was one of the most consistently great running backs of the 2000s, and even a little bit into the 2010s.
Was he ever great though? Like,
I didn't say elite. I said great.
okay, great.
So like he was never. Maybe there was a couple years where he was a top 5 running back, but I'd say he's pretty consistently top 10, always top 15.
But that's first ballot material.
When you do it that good for that long, I also account for that. That's the difference between Frank Gore and Calvin Johnson.
I think if you are putting in Frank Gore, you have to put in Calvin Johnson because Calvin Johnson was all about.
I'm putting Calvin Johnson in. I'm just saying he's not first ballot.
If you're
I only
putting
got 5 votes.
If you're putting in Frank Gore for first ballot, you need to put in Calvin Johnson because Calvin Johnson.
I can only pick 5 people to put in the Hall of Fame. I got Peyton Manning. I got Charles Woodson. I got Jared Allen. I got who else is up? Reggie
Jr.?
Wayne, Torrey Holt. Boom. There's 5 people right there. You telling me Reggie Wayne and Torrey Holt don't deserve to get in?
No, they absolutely deserve to get in.
So does Calvin Johnson. He can wait his turn just like Torrey Holt.
But I think if you're going to put Frank Gore in first ballot Hall of Fame material, you need to put Calvin Johnson in first ballot Hall of Fame material. Just because Calvin Johnson was all about quality while Frank Gore was all about quantity.
It was just about quantity. That's it. All right, I'm looking right here. 2006, his second year in the league, he ran for 1,695 yards for 8 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns on 14 games. Another 14 games, got 1,120 yards, 10 touchdowns. In 11 games, he got 853 yards, and then he got 1,200, 1,200, 1,100, 1,100, 900, 1,000. The man is 33 at this point, and he's had 3 seasons of not getting over 1,000 yards and 2 seasons where he would have got it if he played a full season. Oh, wait, except for that 900 one. And then he went 900, 700, 500, 600. The man is close to applying for freaking Social Security at this point, and he's still rushing for over 500 yards a season.
Why don't I remember him playing with the Colts at all?
I do. He had 2. Was it 2 years? I think
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years. Okay, I didn't remember the 3rd year, but look at that, 3 years, and he's to 1,000 yards each time.
Yeah, but like those numbers aren't like mind blowing. Like, yeah, they're milestones for running backs. I mean, again, doing them every year for how long he's done it,
right?
Very impressive. But like,
that's impressive.
But like. So I agree. I think Frank Gore is a first ballot Hall of Famer only because Calvin Johnson's a first ballot Hall of Famer and vice versa.
Okay.
So that's my reasons.
You know what? Like I've once the finalists came out, I started to look at it again, and I'm like, am I gonna be like? I'm not gonna be mad if Calvin Johnson gets in the Hall of Fame. He's obviously a Hall of Fame.
He's the most talented wide receiver to ever play the game, besides maybe Randy Moss.
If you put him in your top 10 all-time wide receivers, I'm not going to be mad at you. He deserves to be there for how freaking talented.
If you don't put him at top 3, then what's wrong with you?
Top 3 all time?
Yes.
Holy.
Rice and Moss are the only 2 better wide receivers than him.
Terrell Owens.
No.
Owens... Just are you gonna go? Are you gonna be Mr. Off-field issues with Terrell Owens?
No. Terrell Owens was my number 4.
Okay. So I'm trying to think of who else there is.
And then, who would be my number 5? Chris Collinsworth.
What about Marvin Harrison? Or are we going to say he's a product of Peyton Manning?
Marvin Harrison's one of the most consistent wide receivers of all time. He has to be in that top 10.
Yeah.
Reggie Wayne has to be up there. Yeah, Fitzgerald has to be up there. Torrey Holt?
Torrey Holt's close. He's really good.
That's great analysis there, Matthew. Torrey Holt's really good.
What do you want me to say about Torrey Holt? All right, I'm not privy to Torrey Holt knowledge off the top of my noggin here, dude.
Josh Gordon.
Are we going like based off of dominance and when they played?
I mean, because honestly, like Josh, we're not gonna get into that. That's
If we're just going based off of dominance in a certain era, I would also put Steve Largent in.
okay.
I would also put in Don Hudson,
Oh,
who was putting up ungodly numbers in the 30s for wide receivers.
All right, let's look up these Don Hudson numbers because I've heard that before. I've never really paid attention to them. Let's look at these Don Hudson stats.
Don Hudson, back in the 30s.
Does he not have a Pro Football Focus?
Oh, I got it.
Or I'm sorry, Pro Football
30,
Reference.
33 to or 35 to 40.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor and Google Don Hudson by itself really quickly. And look at the picture
Just
that comes
Google
with it. Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm scared. Don Hudson. What am I looking at here?
Do you not see the picture of obviously not Don Hudson in that?
What am I
All right,
missing?
never mind. Never mind.
What do you see?
Here. I'll send you a screen cap.
Is it gonna be like? I was thinking it was gonna be like Doc Hudson from Cars.
No, no. No, but it is obviously not Don Hudson. It is honestly, it looks like
big.
it looks like he's on. It looks like whoever this man is on trial.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Discord. However, it has Don Hudson's date of birth in it. So I don't understand. So it has the wrong dates, but it also has his date of birth in it. So here's the image that
I did not get that.
What the heck?
No, what? Who is she? Donald Edward Hudson, like Hudson. Okay, that's what happened.
Oh,
It's
I put
Hudson, Hutson is Hudson.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Don Hudson is. Oh, he was a football player too, which is the craziest junk.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm a moron. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that right now. It's
I only knew. I wouldn't have known that if I wasn't a Packers fan. I'll give you that. Isn't that weird though? But he ended up being a football player too.
I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about how much of a moron I am. All right.
Like I looked up Don Hudson and I'm seeing Don Hudson.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I am a moron. All right. I'm looking at these Don Hudson stats. Not impressed. The yards per reception is absurd. The yards per reception is absurd. 23, 15, 13, 17, 24.
Yeah.
17 touchdowns in 14 games?
Right? This guy's putting up Devontae Adams type touchdowns back in 1942.
All right. But let's be real here. If you were put in this era of football with the knowledge of football,
that's why. Right.
With the knowledge of football that you have and all the modern, play calling and everything, could you have done better than this guy or any of those guys back then?
Who, me?
Yes.
Me personally?
Yes.
Like in the shape I'm at today?
Yes.
What am I playing receiver?
No, let's put you at quarterback.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, dude, I'm like freaking... Bart Starr's going to look like a scrub compared
Right? Like, listen, I'm not going to say that I am anything special. I can throw a ball pretty hard. I can throw pretty accurately, but, like, I'm not going to be like, hey, I can throw 70 yards like Mahomes. No. I might be able to throw a ball 50 yards.
I'm glad you have that humble.
I might be able to throw a ball 50 yards on, like, a crow hop, but it's a big maybe. If I was able to play quarterback and like do like modern play calling with play action and all that stuff,
right?
I'm throwing up 100 points a game, easy.
Yeah, that's why I made the distinction of era dominance.
Yeah,
which is why I would put Hudson in there and I'd put Steve Largent in there.
Easy. I'm the greatest quarterback of all time if I'm playing in the 30s.
Right, and they helped make the game the way it is today, which is the saying of we have to include these old guys, or else the old fans are going to get ticked.
I think around the 60s is where like you can start making comparisons anything before that
Right.
is it's just not. It's just a completely different game.
Like I'm still putting Jim Brown in the top running backs all time. Plop him in his prime today. I think he's still going to do some damage.
Absolutely. All right, Matthew. Well, I don't have anything else to touch on. Do you?
Do I have anything else to touch on? Let's just get into some politics while we're at it.
Yeah, pretty slow news day.
Yeah, nothing really happening.
Oh, so this Wizards and 76ers game, I'm trying to find the stats for it. How many points did Bradley Beal put up? Oh, he only put up 60. What a scrub. He had 57.
What is he resting his legs?
He had 57 going into the fourth.
Boo!
That's what I'm saying.
And that's why they need Avery Bradley. I'm sure he's on that team.
He has to
and
be
they
on.
lost the game.
He has to be on one of them.
60 points.
Why is that?
Right.
Why is that happening now? Why are so many guys getting 60? Like we're seeing it multiple times a year.
Is it because like there's no crowd noise and it's easier to lock in?
No,
I honestly
we were like last year, like before COVID shut down, like we were seeing like guys like Russell. I'm sorry, not Russell. Dame. Devin Booker's done it. I'm trying to think who else did it, but like we're seeing these guys like put up like 55, 60 points. I'm pretty sure Beal did it last year again. Why is that happening?
I don't know. Even with like the bubble, like look at what Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell did on like a regular basis in that series.
Russell Wilson went 8 for 18 with 6 turnovers in this game today.
You just said Russell Wilson.
I'm gonna stick with it. He was playing. He was playing with the Wizards. He's playing with the Wizards.
Yeah, he's chilling with Avery Bradley somewhere.
Shut up. Shut up, Matthew. All right. Well, Matthew, if you don't have anything to touch on, this was a little bit of a shorter episode than our normal times.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
We're innovating our content. You know, we can only go up with this change. So we'll see.
There's, yeah, probably. Well, Matthew, I don't have anything else to say. I think I'm gonna go visit DC, sometime here soon.
Yeah, I was just at the Capitol building. It was a little crowded, but not too bad. I mean, once you get through the initial entrance, it's pretty open
Right.
now.
Right. Yeah. I went on a tour of the Capitol building in 8th grade. What's the deal here?
Yeah, like just wait your freaking turn.
Right.
Like you'll get there.
Right. Yeah. Like, well, I don't know.
Jeez.
Did you see that moron dressed in the what looked to be bear skin and fur, just covered head to toe, looking like a caveman?
No.
Let's see if I
did
can't
not
pull up
see
this picture really quickly. It's something. I don't even know what to put. Trump protester in animal fur.
That might do it.
Nope, that's a Trump protester in a fur coat.
Fur coat? Who wears a fur coat to a protest / riot, whatever you want to call it?
How did you not see the guy in like an entire? Did you at least see the guy steal a podium?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was good. I thought that was photoshopped when I first saw it. I'm like, wait, is that real?
I mean, honestly, if you're listen, I do not commend looting or rioting or any sort of anarchy or terrorism. However, if you are going to commit these acts, do it right, like that guy.
Steal the absolute funniest stuff. And
Yes.
And then put yourself up for arrest and have a press conference with the stolen podium.
Ooh.
And say, I'm ready to go.
You should be this guy's manager. Go ahead and check that picture out of the guy in. That's antlers?
Oh, mama, what?
He's a buffalo? Maybe he's got some face paint and look like fake tribal tattoos.
Is that real?
Yes.
Is that like a toned down Jason Momoa?
No, because
Wow.
I don't think a toned down Jason Momoa would even look that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite something today. Yeah, just like honestly, like wait in line.
Yeah, it's like Capitol building's not that exciting.
Yeah,
Let's
really,
be
the
real.
Capitol building? Like, come on. I honestly, if you told me what the Capitol building looks like, and you told me it was literally any other building besides the White House, I'd be like, yeah, sure, that sounds right.
Yeah, they're probably like, that's where all the taxes go.
I don't know enough to dispute that.
I tried to leave a Google review of
I
the
I,
Capitol building,
I saw that.
and they wouldn't let me post it. I think they like froze it.
Oh,
What did I say? I said had some safety concerns while I was there. I tried to ask someone where the house wing was, and they just shouted at me saying my freedoms and liberties were being taken away. Not very helpful directions, if you ask me. It was a little crowded and rowdy when I went. Maybe it's their busy time of the year. I'll try going another day. They wouldn't let me post it. I feel like that would be some helpful information for tourists.
uh-huh. For terrorists? Taurus? Which one?
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, both at this point. All right, but yeah, that is about as far as I want to go into politics talk, Matthew.
Let's just get right into abortion while we're here.
Hey, man, listen. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Oh gosh.
Hear me out.
Oh gosh.
Hear me out.
Oh boy. I'm scared.
Episode 26 of the Brown Mama Show. Links, socials, and I was gonna say something, and I honestly forgot the word.
Dead babies in the description below.
You're right. Shout out all of them. One time, and we will catch you later.